Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite horror duos. Yes, finally, I know people have been asking me, emailing me, just messaging me on Facebook and Instagram about when I'm doing Halloween videos. I've been extremely busy because of work and I'm making my movie and everything. I've been super busy and I had a lot of plans for the Halloween season, but I couldn't get to it. I'm going to do a crap ton of last minute Halloween videos in the end of this month, so I'm going to get some videos out for you guys, but I do apologize. I do apologize that I couldn't get out as much horror content and Halloween content this month. It was just a very busy month for me, very hectic, but no worries. I got one for you right now. I have another one and I'm doing it right after, so you're still going to get that content, that Halloween content, so let's get to it. Horror duos. I love a duo. I love a good partner, whether it's a relationship or just a partnership. I love a good duo, like a one-on-one duo, just working off each other great. And horror movies, television shows, and anime, video games, they all have some great duos. And I thought I'd just combine them all together and just give my favorite duos in horror television shows, horror movies, horror video games, all that shit. All of them together, my all-time favorite horror duos. So, let's get to it. And as always, for a top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. And don't have a lot, but I have a few. Honorable mentions are Adam and Adam and Barbara from Beetlejuice, Dewey and Gale from Scream, Daryl and Carol from The Walking Dead, Ellen Ripley and Jonesy from Alien, and Kristen and Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Good duos, just couldn't make the top 10 list. We're doing my top 10 was my number 10. My number 10 is Sam and Dean Winchester from Supernatural. A show I have not watched in years. I watched the first 6 seasons, then stopped watching it. I thought the first 5 seasons of Supernatural were absolutely fantastic, and I thought it had a brilliant ending into the last 10 seconds when Sam shows up. I think this was a great show, and I loved Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki as Sam and Dean, these two brothers hunting demons and ghosts and witches and goblins and all that weird shit. I loved the idea of this show, and I thought it was a very good show for the first 5 seasons, because the 5th season brought the apocalypse and them fighting the devil, so where do you go from there? The show just kept going on. I know it's ending this season. I'll probably watch the last episode, but just lost interest. But Sam and Dean are still great characters. They probably even now are in the new seasons, they're great characters, because it's Sam and Dean. They're just these brothers that hunt together, and just all they have is each other. And they have each other's backs, no matter what. And they both have died and went to hell and came back again, so they've been through a lot of trials together, and just, it's Sam and Dean, man. I think they are a great duo, and they have amazing chemistry, and yeah, go brothers. Coming number 9 is Tallahassee and Columbus from Zombieland, and even Zombieland 2, I think they don't have as good chemistry as they did the first one, but the duo they have in Zombieland, especially in the first act before they meet Wichita and Little Rock, is so great because they are nothing alike, and that's where a lot of the great comedy from Zombieland comes from, is Tallahassee and Columbus, and their very awkward chemistry together, because they're nothing alike. Columbus is a young 19-year-old germophobic weirdo who's very socially awkward, very scared and very prissy, and just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing other than his rulebook. And then there's Tallahassee, who's this redneck, murderous guy who just kills anything in his sight and just curses constantly and just doesn't deal with people's bullshit. And so they're very different, the two of them. And that's what makes a lot of good comedy, and it makes a good duo, because, again, they have each other's back, and they work off each other so well because they're nothing alike, and it's just very entertaining to watch. And I love Tallahassee and Columbus together, and they did steal a lot of scenes in the second one as well, but I just wish there was more scenes with just Columbus and Tallahassee, but they're hilarious, and I love them as a duo. Coming number 8 is Buffy Summers and Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the television show. Definitely not the movie. The television show is one of my favorite shows of all time. Buffy is one of Joss Whedon's best shows, that and Firefly, and this is such a great show, and just it's so campy. It's got a lot of horror elements, and yeah. And Buffy and Spike have very complicated relationship. They started off as enemies and they hated each other. He wanted her dead for a couple seasons, and then he joins them not by choice, forces to join them, and then eventually gets a soul and becomes a good person, and he falls in love with Buffy, but she never feels the same way about him. And just they have this interesting duo together. Anytime it's an episode just dedicated to the two of them, it's easily the best episodes because they're easily the best characters in the show. We have like the comedian of the show, Spike, who is one of the funniest characters with Xander, and he's also like the ruthless, like very bloody, blood-hungry character. The character we always called like the badass of the show. And then we have Buffy, who is the heart and soul of the show, and the protagonist we fall along with. And she dates all these guys, and when she's with someone with Spike, you're like, you know it's bad for her, but at the same time you love Spike so much you kind of want her to be with him, and just it's such an interesting and kind of twisted relationship that I just absolutely love watching. And again, any episodes when they're fighting vampires or anything together, it's always the best. And just as a duo, I just love Buffy and Spike. They're just great. Coming number 7 is Ellen Ripley and Newt from Aliens. Yes, surprisingly, Ellen Ripley, all she had was a cat as a sidekick in the first one. This one, she has Newt, and this is a duo that's a mother-daughter relationship duo. I was going to go with her and Corporal Hicks, but that doesn't really happen until like the third act. And as much as I do like it, and I love Corporal Hicks, their relationship is focused on Newt and Ripley. That's why they're both on the cover together, and the relationship they have is so great, so pure, and so loving. And just, I love them. Any scene they're together is so beautiful. That's why I hate Alien 3 so much, because they kill Hicks and Newt off screen. What a fuck you way to open a movie. Just fucking bullshit. But Aliens is a great action horror film, but in the center of it is this relationship Newt and Ripley have. And Ripley lost her daughter, and Newt lost her entire family, so basically they have this connection because they're both missing something. She's missing a mother, she's missing a daughter, so of course they just bond together, and they also have to survive against these murderous aliens, these xenomorphs that are trying to kill them, and it's just pure love, and it's just so amazing to watch in this very badass and gruesome action horror film. And yeah, Newt and Ripley, like one of my favorite duos. I just love them. Coming number 6 is Mike and Sam from Until Dawn, the video game. It's weird because they're not a duo until the ending, and I put them both because they're both my favorite characters from the video game Until Dawn, and I love both these characters. And they're separated throughout the whole game, and they don't even really like each other or even talk to each other. But when it comes to the ending, it takes the two of them to destroy the Wendigo for them both to either live or die, and it's great. The moment Sam rescues Mike in the asylum, it's just a kick-ass duo, and just I like this for selfish reasons because I love this game so much, and I love Mike and Sam so much as characters, and when they team up at the end and fight the Wendigo, it's just awesome to watch. It's awesome to see two characters who don't really get along or even like each other team up and just become one of the most badass things in horror video games, and I love it. I love this game, and I love the survival techniques you have to do and the decisions you have to make. But most importantly, I just love Mike and Sam, and I love when they team up together to destroy the Wendigo at the end. And it's easily the reason why I put them in my top 5, because it's just so cool. Hello, didn't mean to interrupt this video. Yes, I just wanted to say that my audio got cut out around this point for my number 5, and yes, I know, it looks so different now, oh my god, but yeah, my number 5 was Chucky and Tiffany from Bride of Chucky for the duo list. I love this relationship. It's a very twisted, gothic relationship. I'm not a big fan of the Chucky films or the Child's Play films, but I love Bride of Chucky. I think it's the best one, and I think this duo is really funny, really kick-ass, and I really enjoy them. So yeah, just wanted to say that for my number 5. So yeah, back to the video. Coming number 4 is Charlie Brewster and Peter Vincent from Fright Night. Great underrated horror comedy. I can even put the remake, but I'm gonna go with the original more because I think it's a little stronger. It's a better movie, and I I like it that Charlie is this guy. There's a vampire, Jerry the vampire next door. He's like killing all these people and no one believes him. So of course he goes to Peter Vincent, who was this very religious guy who has his own television show discussing vampires and stuff, and then you find out Peter Vincent actually doesn't believe in anything that he's saying on his television show. And it takes him actually seeing a real vampire to actually believe Charlie and team up with Charlie to take out Jerry the vampire. And the relationship Jerry and Peter Vincent have, not Jerry, Charlie and Peter Vincent have is it's really good. It's like this teacher and student relationship, and just how he's teaching him about vampires, and Charlie's teaching Peter about life and stuff, and who to trust and who not to trust and everything. And just, I love this duo together because it's just like this old man who looks like this priest, and there's like this young teenager who just has no idea what he's doing. And just, it works beautifully with the comedy and a lot of the horror aspects of the film, and just, yeah, it's a great duo. Coming number 3 is Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs. This is a terrific duo because this is a villain and a hero, but the best parts of Silence of the Lambs, anyone will actually say, is scenes when Clarice is talking to Dr. Lecter. Because in this movie, Clarice is this agent, and she's trying to track down a serial killer who's a cannibal named Buffalo Bill. He puts the lotion in the skin and gets the hose going again. But puts all the fucking lotion in the basket. But she needs the help of another cannibal, and that's Hannibal Lecter, who's locked in this institution, and basically the two of them have to make deals with each other for him to give up information about Buffalo Bill, and they also talk about each other because Hannibal Lecter was also a psychiatrist, and he wants to know more deep things about Clarice, and deep feelings and stuff that's very personal about her and her past and everything, and it sparks this very interesting relationship that I love watching. Every scene and all the dialogue, and especially the performances by Foster and Hopkins, is absolute perfection. And I think they're easily the best duos I've ever seen. And not just in a horror film, but just in films. It's just interesting. It's so off-putting and disturbing, but it's so deep and profound and smart and just so interesting to watch and so layered that I fucking love it. And just, yeah, any scene that has Clarice and Lecter together, it's fucking movie gold. Coming number 2 is Leon and Claire from Resident Evil 2. Yes, I went with a video game. I love this video game. This is one of my all-time favorite video games, Resident Evil 2. It's my favorite Resident Evil game, and I love this, just how terrifying. This game almost made me shit my pants as a kid. I'm not joking. It's fucking scary, and it's so good, and the fact that he plays 2 different characters and 2 different stories, Claire and Leon S. Kennedy, is just so cool, and just, it's interesting, it's intense, the stakes are super high, and I just love them as a duo, because they're easily my favorite characters in all the Resident Evil games. I love Jill Valentine, I love Chris, I love a lot of these characters. I even love Shiva, they're all great characters. But Claire and Leon are my favorites, and just, I love that they're nothing alike, but they do whatever it takes to survive with each other. And even when they're apart from each other, and they still have to meet up with each other to vanquish the evil that is the zombies in Raccoon City. I prefer Leon and his story, but I still like Claire, and I love her story, and how she meets Shelly and stuff. Oh, that's really cool, and just, I don't know, I love this duo. This is a duo I've always loved since I've been a kid, so it has that nostalgia factor as well, so yeah. Leon and Claire for the win. And my number 1 favorite horror duo is, I never thought I'd put a video game as my number 1, but I gotta. It's Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us. This is literally one of my favorite video games. I just played it again. I just beat it again. I haven't played it since when it came out years ago, and playing it again, I just realized how amazing and perfect this game is. And the relationship between Joel and Ellie is the soul of the game, and just it's so beautifully done. And just, I love Joel and Ellie as characters, and their father-daughter relationship they have, and they need each other not only just to survive the zombie apocalypse, but to survive from themselves, because they're 2 very broken people. And then finding each other, it gives them a reason to live and to, you know, move on with their lives, because they both have experienced a lot of horrible things. Like, he lost a daughter, she lost family, and she was even abandoned by a lot of people because they just wanted to live and not live with her. It's a very sad story they both have, but when they meet each other, they survive, and it's funny, it's moving, it's sad, it's emotional, it's terrifying, and it's just amazing to watch. This entire game is a really cool game, and it's just a great survival game about this man trying to get this girl to safety because she may be the cure to save the human race. And the relationship Joel and Ellie have is just beautiful, and it's more compelling than a lot of relationships I see in film and television, and it's a video game, which is interesting, and I just love it. And just, anytime I think of like a good duo now, especially in a genre like horror, I just think of Joel and Ellie, and I think they're my favorite. Yeah, they're my favorite. Number one. So that was my top 10 favorite horror duos, in my opinion. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what are your favorite horror duos of all time? Anything entertainment, movies, television, video games, all that shtick. Give me your top 10 favorites. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.